Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. One number, Lotus Emira, and Evija. The final petrol-powered Lotus launches this year, but it promises to send pistons out with, well, a bang. The Emira is a supercar lookalike for sports car money, and is off to a flyer by being so much prettier than Porsche's aging Cayman. Then there are the powertrain choices, first up a supercharged V6 manual, to be followed by an AMG spec 4-cylinder turbo. Lotus is on course for a massive 2022, with the new Emira being bolstered by the delivery of the Evija electric hypercar and progress being made on the company's first foray into crossover SUVs. If it can turn the family Lotus into a cash printer like Lamborghini did with the Urus, the future of one of the all-time great British car marques could be secure at last. 2 number, BMW M3 Touring. At bloody last, BMW is going to build an M3 with a big boot. And like the trolls they are, BMW has only got around to doing it with the most controversial generation of M3 ever. Those grills. The automatic gearbox. In the UK, the Touring is likely to be X-Drive AWD only, and with the bigger tail end, perilously close to the wrong side of 2 tons. But with 503 brake horsepower, it'll still have the poke to terrify your purebred pedigree pet. 3 number, Citroën C5X. Not every interesting car inbound this year is a fast one. Look, comfy big Citroëns are back. Welcome to the only crossover Top Gear is mildly bothered about in 2022, the C5X. Instead of going retro to reinvent the likes of the DS or the SM, Citroën's new flagship is a sort of high-riding estate available with plug-in hybrid power and seats said to be as squishy as a posh mattress. We'll report back when we've had a drive and a nap later in the year. 4 number, Ferrari 296 GTB. New Ferraris come thick and fast at the moment. We'll save the more controversial one for later in this dossier, and concentrate right now on the plug-in hybrid 296. Ferrari's downsizing to V6 power for its heartland mid-engine Berlinetta, but thanks to ElectroBoost, 819 brake horsepower is the sensational result. It's also, to our eyes at least, a bit gorgeous. This or a McLaren Artura? 5 number, Hyundai Ioniq 6. Isn't Hyundai on an absolute roll right now? The i30N and i20N are great to drive, the Kona N is completely mad, the Ioniq 5 is a great-looking and brilliantly realized EV, and even the Tucson crossover is better to look at than any current BMW. Comfy too. So it stands to reason the new Ioniq 6 saloon ought to be a half-decent bit of kit. It's an all-electric saloon with pebble-smooth styling ripping off the Prophecy concept, based on the same underpinnings as the Ioniq 5 hatchback. The likes of the BMW i4 and Tesla Model 3 aren't going to be excited about this rival landing, but we are. 6 number, Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Also expected in 2021 is the next chapter of extreme road-going Porsches, aka the one with the really big wing. An enormous swan neck spoiler is expected for the 992 RS, with a heap more radical weight-saving measures, as per the old 991 Gen car pictured. How much sillier can the Aero actually get? 7 number, Hummer EV. You couldn't make this up. Hummer, the military-inspired SUV-aholic brand which emerged in the early 2000s and made an awful hash of trying to flog grotesque Tonka truck for X4S to a gullibly jingoistic public, is back. As an all-electric effort. How the times have changed. Except, this thing's going to try to out-Cybertruck the Cybertruck before Tesla pulls its finger out and gets the angular pickup into production. The Hummer is going to weigh at least 4 tons, have 1,000 pounds FT of torque, and be capable of 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 3 seconds. America, truck yeah. 8 number, Honda Civic Type R. The successor to the best hot hatch in the world, doesn't muck about with the recipe too much, it appears. A 2.0-liter turbocharged engine, a manual gearbox and lots of aero all feature on the Civic Type are prototypes spy testing so far. What has changed is the ugliness. Honda appears to have realized the hot Civic doesn't need to be sculpted by 18 different designers who have never met each other or seen anyone else's work. 9 number, Gordon Murray Automotive T50. 2022 is a big year for Gordon Murray Automotive. Not only will the company break ground on a new headquarters, but deliveries of the 12-100 RPM tri-seat T50 are expected to begin in the spring, for 100 very lucky customers with lightweight and driver-focuses tastes. We're also expecting an announcement from Gordon and company on the next chapter of his new supercar venture. Stay tuned. 10 number, Maserati GranTurismo. In previous decades there was only one choice of powertrain in a Maserati GranTurismo, a big V8. How much noise your big sexy Maser made was entirely dependent on how hard you stamped on the throttle pedal. According to most London-based owners, the correct amount was as hard as possible. Kensington echoes to the cry of those operatic V8s every day. Not so in the new car, necessarily. Alongside V8 and downsized V6 power, there's going to be a silent all-electric variant. Meanwhile, Maserati is also plotting an EV version of the MC20 supercar.